All right, everyone, we're back home from Hood River, and we're gonna finish this video. I started this video before I went, how to stow a Parawing, and today we're gonna do the second part of it, which is how do we actually pack this thing down into the belt. So the first part, you remember that it's all about transferring the power from the Parawing to the bump. And then once you have that down and you know how much you need to go downwind to really relax the lines and have an easy mechanism to actually go and run your lines to the canopy, that's when you're going to start thinking about, okay, so how do I pack this down? How do I fold this into the belt? So the one thing that I want to talk about when you're folding this, there's only one way to fold the Parawing. I fold the Parawing this way every time when I'm putting it back after a session and I'm, storing it. I fold this when I'm coming in from a session and I'm going to hold it. I fold it this way when I'm on the beach and I'm showing people how to do stuff. So, build that muscle memory through repetition. I repeat this folding mechanism like 100 times a day. Okay, so, and that will help you out when you're out, in the water, actually trying to do this quickly to get some sort of performance out of your wadding and getting rid of that Parawing. So, and when I say there's only one way to fold this, it's not that this is the right way, but if whatever way you choose to fold your Parawing, do that every time. I see people coming out of the water and they have their Parawing, around their shoulder, or they're holding the Parawing and it's just a mess. Like, let's stop with that, okay? We need to start introducing these systems so we do things continuously the same way to, number one, just make your life easier, but number two, it makes like the sport look legit. Like, you see someone coming out of the water with lines over their heads, it's like, come on. Before you come out of the water, sit on your board, pack the Parawing down, chuck it in your belt and come out of the water. There's no reason to put a Parawing on the floor. I don't think there's any reason to put it in the on the sand, or like, it's not like a kite that you inflate it, you push it down, you turn it around and you place it in the sand. There's none of that. Parawing lives in your belt, and when it's not in your belt, it's flying. And that's it. Okay? Every other place the Parawing is, I look at it and I'm like, so do this and repeat this the same way every time. Okay, so this is going to build your muscle memory. Number two, there are 3 elements to wadding and folding your Parawing down into the belt. Number one, and this is where you can think about how things will work for you, but I'm going to show what's working for me. But I think about these 3 things. So number one is you need to be able to identify and grab your leading edge. So whatever mechanism you choose to stow and pack down your Parawing, make sure that you are able to identify the leading edge of the Parawing, because that's going to be important when you choose to redeploy it. Number 2, you need to be able to place the bar in a position where it's not going to get tangled on the lines. So that's a big one. And when you're stowing it and you're chucking and you're stuffing things in the belt, it's very easy to lose track of your bar and your lines. And then it becomes a mess, which brings me to the third point, is line management. So you need to make sure that you're able to separate bar from lines, that you're able to identify leading edge, bar, and lines all separately. So think about that in your head and create a system that works for you. I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? So here we go. Just need a little bit of wind. All right. So the first thing that you'll notice with the bar, I have a little electrical line that gathers my front 4 lines. Can you see that there? why do I have that there? Because the method that I choose to stow is the front 4-line method. And the reason I choose that method is because it's something that you can do when you're super powered, which is important to me. Like, I like riding in powered conditions. I like riding small boards. So I need to be able to stow the Parawing when it's really, really juiced up. So what I do here is I collected the front 4 lines together already, so that when I am going to stow, I don't need to look at my bar. I don't need to look at my lines. I don't need to figure out which lines I'm grabbing from, the A lines. I just feel it. So I put my hand on the lines, just like that, and I know where I am. Okay? So this is what I do, okay? First, I run my hands through the front 4 lines, just like this. All right? And when I do that, I grab the leading edge on my hand. I don't grab the whole leading edge. And sometimes I'm able to do a front line stow where I grab all 6 lines, or however many lines you have. And sometimes 4 lines is all I can grab because, it's super powered conditions and it's really tough to take all the power out of the Parawing. So let's first show this method. So I'll grab the front 4 lines. Then I'll grab the rest of the leading edge. And I start from the right side. Then I go to the left side. So the first step is basically done. You have the leading edge in your hand, right? So you know that if you redeploy it as it is, you'll be fine. All right, cool. So, color lines, leading edge. Cool. Second step now is the bar. We need to separate the bar from the lines. So what I do is, I always remember this, I put the bar to the chest side of the Parawing. So once it's here, the bar goes there, right? And that goes to my chest, okay? And I'll show you why that goes onto my chest. But once that's done, we have leading edge ticked off. We have bar ticked off. I know where my bar is. Now we have all these lines, right, that we need to manage. So what I do here, when I'm at this stage, I collect a little bit of the wingtip and I place it and I wrap it over the lines. All right, just like that. All right. So what that does is it's already like, securing a lot of the lines in there. And then I put the bar to the chest. Okay, so let's do that again, as it is. Little bit of the wingtip bar, and immediately that goes to my chest. Now, the reason that goes to my chest is because as soon as it's there, I know that this is the end of the R, and I can fold. This is important. This bit here is important to understand. And it might be a little clunky the way I'm filming here, but I hope you understand what I'm doing. The bar goes to the chest. As soon as that goes onto the chest, I do a fold and bring that fold to the leading edge. Yeah. And once that's there, all I do is continue that. And I don't pass the height of the leading edge. Then I go down, another fold, and then I go down. So this is a very small package that is now ready to be stowed. Done. So what's happening here is I have my bar on the top. I've got my leading edge and I have the lines on the bottom, right? So whatever way I choose to redeploy this, even if I just grab the bar and I just toss it out of the bag, it will redeploy because all those elements are separate. Okay, so front lines, okay, leading edge and leading edge, or lines, fold, 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 and fold. That's it. That's the package. The package goes into the belt, and it's nice and neat in there. Right. So you go front lines, leading edge, bar, fold, 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 fold. We've got 4 lines, leading edge, bar on the chest, fold, fold up, fold down, fold up, fold down, fold up, fold down. I will do another video. It will have to be a part 3, taking this technique into the water. Like I will try to do one as quick as I can, but also when do you pause, you know, like during the fold. You don't have to fold everything super quick on a downwind run. On waves, different story. So that's why we want to practice speed, but we also want to practice, you know, making it as neat as it can be. So I'm gonna post this out today so you guys can have this information. You guys can start doing this yourselves, and once I get this into the water, I'll do fast stows, or as fast as I can, and then stowing while going downwind, and what to look for and when to pause and stuff like that.